today's video is going to be a cook with me, and I'm making a what could be vegetarian dish, but is not a vegetarian dish the way I make it. Tabouli or tabbouleh, I don't know how you say it. I've seen it spelled different ways. Maybe it's depending on if it's Greek or something, I don't know. All I know is it's delicious, and it's basically like a thing you can eat by itself, with chicken, with beef, or on top of a salad like lettuce base or greens. You can eat it. It's really healthy, depending on how much cheese you put in it. It is light. You serve it cold. It's something that would be great on a nice summer day. I am starting kind of with a base. This was a HelloFresh recipe. I did a bunch of the meal subscription boxes earlier this year, kept the recipe cards. I'm no longer subscribed to any of them, but I've actually kind of learned a lot about cooking, and I'm not claiming I'm good at this. This is a loosely based recipe, but I'm just gonna tell you as I do them, what I'm putting into my big glass bowl. This is a Pyrex, 10 quart? Oh, that can't be right. It's the big one, okay? It's really big. It's like really big. So the first thing I did was preheat the oven, and I put in a can of chickpeas. You could totally use like real fresh ones, but this is just a 14-ounce can, 16-ounce can of Garbanzo chickpeas reduced sodium. I mean, you can buy the store brand, whatever. I put those on a cookie sheet with olive oil, salt, and pepper, and baked them in the oven at 425 for like 20 minutes. They just get like really crispy and hard, and I wanted to do that before I started filming just because I knew that was gonna make this take a lot longer and I'd have to be waiting on them. And the other thing that I did before I started filming was I cut all my veggies. So I'll tell you what I did, but I just didn't want to like spend so much time doing that on camera. I have everything out in front of me. My countertop is a mess. And then I also cooked, now this is short grain brown rice. The recipe calls for bulgur wheat, I think it's called. Bulgur wheat and harissa powder, which I do not have. But I'm going to make my own tabouli. So this is just brown rice, short grain brown rice. You could use little teeny tiny orzo pasta would be good with that. You could use couscous or a small, something like that, a grain base. So this is about 2 cups worth, and I'm just gonna put that in my bowl. Okay, so that's cooked. It's already pretty much cooled. And like I said, this is a chilled dish. So I made that like half an hour ago, and it's cool enough that I can just touch it. Just throw this back in the stove. Okay, so that's going in the bowl. And then chicken breast. This is about 1.5 pounds. I'll be honest with you, this is canned chunk chicken, kind of like you would buy tuna fish, but it's canned chicken. It just makes this extra filling, extra protein, so that's all this is. I just kind of chopped it up a little bit finer. It's about 2 cans, like 1.5 pounds or so of chicken. If you have real chicken, of course, it's great also with leftover chicken. This is tri-colored bell peppers. It's like a red and orange and a yellow bell pepper that I diced up, so I'm dumping that in. I'll show you guys in a second. And then this is about 3 Roma tomatoes diced up with a little bit of water to add some moisture. So the actual proportions of everything is not as important as just having all the ingredients, because everything is cooked, everything is yummy, and it's kind of like if you did a bowl of chocolate chips, peanut butter chips, dark chocolate chips, white chocolate chips, like it all is yummy stuff. So like, how could it be anything but yummy? You know what I mean? That's how this dish feels to me. Like the proportions of it, yeah, I just kind of eyeball it. And then I do 1 lemon, and I squeeze the juice into the bowl with the other stuff. And the bonus about this lemon, not only does it give it a fresh, like juicy lemon flavor, it also preserves it. So it's extra yummy on the second day. It still tastes really good despite all the fresh ingredients we're adding. So that was half. And I like to eat these when I'm done because they're yummy. And then I'm doing an entire cucumber that I peeled and diced. Dump that in just a second. And then, so there's that. I'll put the recipe down below in the description box if I haven't said that. That's an entire peeled and diced cucumber. And then I'm putting an entire tub of feta cheese into the bowl. You could use half of that amount, it would probably still be delicious. And then I'm doing about a tablespoon of dill. You could use fresh. I'm using dried. Thank you. Freeze-dried dill. It says 2 bunches are inside this bottle, so I probably didn't use too much. And then I got garlic. This is minced garlic in a jar. You could definitely use fresh. If you guys don't have any of these, they're called like teaspoons. They're like long handled. They're amazing. And I'm just using like a good sized teaspoon, like a heaping teaspoon, not a tablespoon though. All right, then sour cream. This calls for 4 tablespoons. I'm using whatever is left in this container, so 1. Salt, pepper, not measuring, just kind of throw in some flavor. I'm gonna do a drizzle of olive oil, just a drizzle, a couple tablespoons maybe. And then onions, you could dice them, you could slice them up, you could not have them at all. I'm gonna add the chickpeas, the garbanzo beans, that I did roast in the oven. There they are. And if you have never made garbanzo beans in the oven before, they like kind of pop when they're in the oven. They're like pop, pop. So freaked me out the first time I heard that. And some of these ran away, which is one of those times I'm grateful to have a dog. Stir it up, throw it in the fridge. I usually chill it for an hour. You don't have to. Let me just tell you the differences between what I did and the recipe. It calls for scallions, not regular onions. It also calls for harissa powder, bulgur wheat, and a Persian cucumber, not regular cucumber. So, you know, do whatever you think is right. It is just a big old bowl full of random stuff. I am going to stir it all up, throw it in the fridge, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. All right, here it is after an hour. I know it probably doesn't look that appetizing, but let me tell you, it smells like fresh lemon and cucumber, and it is delicious. So like I said, you can serve this over like a bed of mixed greens or on its own, and you can definitely skip the chicken, but it is so good, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.